to the warmth of Belize, I wanted to share the exciting news that we have a holiday to Belize to give away at the end of this session. So stay tuned until we announce the lucky winner. Over to you, Debbie.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here today. Today, I'm going to walk you through a journey into why Belize is a haven of natural diversity, and why Belize should be your next destination for your clients. So everybody could see my screen, right? Just making sure. Now, Belize is a tiny destination. We have white sand beaches between, and it's a country tucked between the Mexican state of Quintana Roo, and that's on our north. Then there's Guatemala on our west and south, and then there's the Caribbean Sea on the east side. And so this unique location is what makes us part of both Central America and the Caribbean. Now, Belize was once a British colony. We got our independence on September 21st, 1981 from Great Britain. And that's the reason why English remains our official language, while more than half of the population speak colloquial Spanish. Now, we have a poll for you. And so what we want to know is why visitors travel to Belize. So just give you a few seconds to see why visitors travel to Belize. Okay, fantastic. So we see that mainly adventure, just as we suspected. 52% of our respondents are say that adventure, followed by beach, and then culture. So that's exactly how we envisioned it. Thank you. Now, Belize is home to the largest barrier reef in the Western Hemisphere. We have three of the magnificent we have the magnificent Great Blue Hole and three of the four coral atolls that are found in the Caribbean. And so we have divers from all over the world who come to Belize for a diving experience unlike any other. We have hundreds of snorkeling sites of varying depths along the barrier reef. And of course, the snorkeling spots, they all offer different experiences. And so from schools of fish to turtles to the occasional barracuda, we have a lot going on the water. And then, of course, activities could range from sports fishing to paddleboarding. And then we have numerous ancient Maya cities that are spread all over the country. And so wherever you are, there is always, you're always near or close proximity to a Maya temple, even if you're on the island of Ambergris Caye. Now, we have thousands of caves in Belize, and these range from easy walks to challenging hikes, which can sometimes turn into squeezes and crawls and climbs and rappels and swims. And in most caves, you're going to find an extensive stalactites and stalagmite formation, even pottery shards. And some of these caves, like for example, the Aktun Tunichil Muknal, the ATM cave, you can find the actual remains of a Maya family burial, and it's still intact. When it comes to nature trails, as intimidating as some of these may seem, most of these trails are designed in loops, so you could easily return to your starting point. And some of these trails are also self-guided. So while some of them require like the expertise of a licensed tour guide, these are people who can point out like birds and wildlife and even like local plants. And then many of the trails, they would take you to like exquisite waterfalls where you can choose to either dip or just have a cool off, or just simply appreciate the gushing waterfalls in a whole new way. And then of course you can enjoy canoeing and along the rivers. We have like the Mopan River, the Macal River, or kayaking along the beach, saddling up to enjoy places by horseback ride. And then, of course, you can arrange things like horseback rides to, like, say, the Maya temple, like Shunantunich, for example. And, you know, so I know some resorts even offer like a champagne picnic at the end of that journey. And then, of course, over 500 species of feathered friends they call Belize home. And so you can easily watch birds. You can see birds while doing something else in Belize, especially if you're in the mainland. In Belize, we have a huge network of national parks, wildlife sanctuaries. You know, these, what we say, they're brimming with exotic animals. Like we have the howler monkeys, the bright green iguanas, and even the elusive jaguar. And then, of course, if you love adrenaline rush, your clients, I should say, would enjoy zip lining at lightning speed over the forest canopy. And then, even after a long day of fun and relaxation, your guests can enjoy therapeutic activities, which can include sunset sailing tours along the coast, or, you know, around the islands. We even have a bioluminescent tour, a lagoon tour, that you have to really experience it to enjoy that magical glow. Farm to table and sustainability are at the forefront of many of our resorts' core practices. And so you can enjoy wholesome and delightful food, which is prepared with Belizean love. And then, of course, some of the resorts even offer tours on site where guests could see how the meals they're prepared. And so the thing about Belize, what makes it a really great foodie destination, is that we are such a multicultural destination. We have so many cultures. Like on screen, you see the Carifuna Culture, a small but very vibrant group known for the lively drumming and dancing and singing. So, you know, once you are in the presence of, you know, or if you're in the area where, you know, like in the Carifuna communities, you would be, you know, it's just an amazing experience. And so what you see here also is an immersion tour, immersion cultural tour. And this is where you get to experience the Carifuna cultural tour. So as you see, the guests there, they're all dressed up in the traditional Carifuna outfit. They go out and they climb these coconut trees, pick their own coconuts. They extract the milk from the coconut, and they make a really delicious soup, what we call pudut. And then they make it with plantains and, of course, fresh catch of the day. A lot of the Carifuna food, it's based on ground foods, you know, the cassava, the yams, the potatoes, that sort of thing. And it's rich with a really spicy pot of freshly squeezed coconut milk. And then, of course, we have our fried fish. It's something that we Belizeans love. And aside from all that, you know, we also have the Maya culture. Just to mention the immersion in the Maya community, there are families that open their homes to visitors where they can experience the Maya culture, you know, the traditions that as those have been over the past centuries. And so, you know, people can spend the day with these Maya families, or they can spend a few days with them. It's an experience that's definitely not for the faint of heart, because it's very, very traditional. And part of the experience also includes like going out, like the Cacao Trail. What you see on screen there are people learning about, you know, they're getting the experience of understanding the purpose of the cacao plant for the Maya culture. And so what's very popular here is that when they pick these, the cacao, they extract the bean from it, and then they make chocolate. So here, this is like one of those must-do experiences when you're in the southern part of the country, which is the Toledo district, or Punta Gorda, which is the town. And this is one of the places that appeal to a lot of Europeans, because it's just very You know, there's just a lot of nature there also. So those are some of the experiences that you can get. And then, of course, we want to mention about the wedding, you know, romance in Belize. And so I'm just gonna just do a quick poll. If we could bring that up on screen. So the question is, do you sell Belize as a honeymoon destination to your clients? Okay. Oh, interesting. So we have 73%. There's saying not yet, but I'll be following this training. Okay, fantastic. Another 18% says yes, and then 9% says no. So when it comes to romance in Belize, it's like the perfect destination. You know, they're just like, if you see on screen right now, you see these happy couples just got married at the Maya temple. This is a very popular wedding experience in Belize. People get married at the temple. There's something just sacred about it, you know. I remember speaking to a couple, and their reason for choosing a Maya temple is like they were saying, just like a Maya temple withstood the test of time, that's symbolic to their commitment as a couple, so that their commitment would also withstand the test of time. So it's very symbolic to people, and you know, people do it for different reasons. And of course, like at the temple, people arrange to have a Maya shaman perform these rituals. And we see that also happening on the beach. I've seen cases where the Maya shaman do the blessings of the wedding on the beach. And then we have also, which is popular, is what we call the rainforest wedding, where you can have the waterfall as a backdrop where you exchange vows. So whether it's just to renew vows or, you know, come for honeymoon, Belize has so much to offer. I mean, you know, people exchange their vows on a catamaran. Like me personally, when I got married, I did a sunset cruise. You know, getting married on a small boat, and it was beautiful to sail along the coast while, you know, we just had our guests there with us. So it's a place where anything can be done. That's what I want you to take away from, you know, the romance aspect of Belize. Um, we are we've been coined as a sexy destination. Still, you know, there's just so much charm to it. It's just really, you know, it kind of lends itself to that intimate, to creating or developing that intimacy even more with people that you travel with, especially those that mean a lot to you. So with that said, you know, I want to just talk a little more on the you know, the entry requirements in Belize. Right now we've been experiencing a lot of changes, and so these are right now some of the flights that we have coming into the country. And we have our regional from Latin America, which I know is one of the more preferred ways of getting to Belize. So we have Panama Copa that does flights from Panama, TAG that does from Guatemala, and then of course our own Tropicair that does also flights from Cancun, Roatan, San Salvador, and you know, different regions. They've done in different parts of the country from the region, sorry. And then of course, it's, as we say, visiting Belize is as easy as ABC. So again, we have our the gold standard hotel requirement. You book at a gold standard hotel, and you also need to purchase travel insurance. And this is something that we recently, as of February 15, all visitors are required to obtain a mandatory health insurance. And that is the insurance being offered here in Belize. And so the cost of the policy is $18 and it provides coverage to up to 50,000 US in medical expenses related to the treatment of COVID-19 for a period of 21 days. And the insurance plan, it's available for purchase online. And if you go to our website, and Freddie will share all this information in the with you as in the follow-up. So these can be purchased on our website, and it also covers lodging expenses due to quarantine for up to $2,000 or 300 US per day. There's also coverage for emergency assistance services such as air evacuation and emergency expenses that relate to pre-existing conditions. It also covers trip cancellations and expenses incurred for extended stays. So it's something that even if your clients, even if you're buying insurance for your clients, you still need to purchase the mandatory insurance offered by by Belize. So and of course this can be done. You can do this for your client, and you can do this before they arrive in Belize, or you can do it at the arrival. But I always recommend that when we do these, it's always good to have these sorted out before arriving, so it makes the process much easier to it expedites the process. Now, secondly, we no longer require a COVID test if you have you're fully inoculated. So once you are able to show proof that you are fully vaccinated, no need to show a COVID test. The COVID test, of course, I know leaving the country, returning back to their homes, they would require COVID tests. Those are things that can be arranged at the hotel, prior to departing on the plane. No? And so again, these are just some of the protocols, and of course we encourage everyone to follow the guidelines. Now we've removed the wearing of mask mandates in public places. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, I should say, they've removed that. That just came into effect just a few days ago. So we no longer are required to wear masks in public places anymore, but we're still observing social distancing of 6 feet apart. Okay. And we do always recommend visiting our website, travelbelize.org, where you can get the latest updates with our entry protocols, because it's very fluid. Now we're going to go to our next poll question. I'm curious to know, what do you think about the travel insurance? Is it going to add you think it will add an additional reassurance to travelers entering Belize? Let's find out your thoughts. Okay, let's see those results. Oh, okay, just as we thought, 73% says yes. So it will give that added level of assurance. I want to say that Belize, we've been recognized by the World Travel and Tourism Council as a safe travels destination, and that's thanks to our gold standard program. So, just know that when you come to Belize, you're safe. Your clients are safe. And then I just want to mention, you can become a Belize specialist, and this is the link on OTT's platform. We encourage you to become a Belize specialist, where you can learn a lot about the destination, and that would allow you, or would enable you, to still be able to sell it. Even if you don't have the experience, it offers a lot of information. Now, in closing, I just want to leave a few key takeaways. Belize naturally, we have a naturally low population density, And so that aligns well with with all the social distancing protocols. We've never been a mass tourism destination with overcrowded beaches or local attractions. And with many of our lodging facilities being small boutique accommodations, we have a low guest to staff ratio. So as a result, the staff at the hotels, they're able to offer you, your clients, more personalized care and attention. It's not like when you go to these big resorts and you're just a number. They know your names from by the end of the day, the staff will know their guests' names, because they make that personal, like a personal goal to make sure they know names. And of course, Belize it's a highly experiential destination, and so we have so much to offer in our heritage, in our culture, the culinary experiences, adventure, weddings and honeymoons or romance, and of course, health and wellness. We don't have any language barrier because we're English speaking. We speak other languages also. It's an easy and safe destination to navigate. People always laugh when I say we only have 4 major highways in Belize, all paved. So if you need to go west, just take the Western Highway. If you need to go north, take the Northern Highway. It's that simple. No need for a GPS navigator, but if you want to, it's very easy. You can always get that. And then of course, we have the currency exchange. We accept US dollars. It's widely accepted. So in Belize, you would use either Belize dollars or US dollars. So whatever you have, then you would just change it to US or Belize dollars. And we open the floor for questions and answers. I believe we're on schedule here. Yeah. Any questions?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Hi, Debbie. So we have a couple of questions in the chat. So the first one is, any news on the resumption of day trips to Cacao and the water taxi service from Mexico to the Keys?
Right with the border, because they are neighboring countries like Guatemala and Mexico, the restrictions they've been doing a phased reopening with the border points due to the high cases of COVID in our neighboring country. And so I don't have an update on that as yet, but I can share that with you, Freddie, and that is something that we can always share with everyone once we have any late updates on that.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. So Liam has asked, how long would you recommend spending in Belize?
At least 7 nights. If you can stay longer, even better, because there's so much to do. At least 7 nights in Belize.
We have another one from Nicole. Can you recommend self-drive?
Yes. It's a very easy destination. A lot of people have done it. A lot of solo travelers, they come in and they drive. And just so you know, being that you're coming from a European country coming into Belize, we don't drive. I think in Europe you drive on the left, the right.
The left.
It's gonna feel very strange to you driving the opposite way, because whatever you do, we do the opposite. So I must warn you on that, but it's a fantastic destination to just fly and drive. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we've got lots of questions coming in now. So on that note, if people don't want to drive, how easy is it to get around the country from coast to coast?
Well, we have public transportation. We have our bus terminals around. Some people would choose to hire a tour operator or ground handler to take them around. Some people arrange that through the hotels. So the options are there. Going out to the islands, for example, you have 2 modes of transportation, which is either by a ferry. Like if you're going out to Key Cocker, that's like an hour and 15 minutes. If you're going to Hamburger's Key, all the way to Hamburger's Key, that's an hour and a half by boat, by ferry. And those, you can book those online. Then there's Tropicare and Maya Island here that they fly over to these islands. Well, they fly all over the country, not just to Hamburger's Key and Key Cocker. They fly, you know, to every district, all 6 districts in the country. So yeah, and it's the options are, you know, you have a lot of options.
Great. And then we've got a few. So what are the costs of average meals and drinks?
If you're going with local meals, it's very, very economical, like super economical. We're thinking we could get a plate of rice and beans, which is the traditional, the typical food of Belize, rice and beans with stewed chicken. And the stewed chicken is we have the anato that's prepared with the anato seasoning, and potato salad and fried ripe plantains, all that cooked with well, the rice and beans cooked with coconut milk. It's a very delicious meal. You could get that like I would say about $5 to, depending on where you are. We've paid actually some places you could get it for like $3.50 US, and then you could get a drink for like maybe $1 US. You know, so if you buy local, you know, if you're looking at these, you know, these resorts, obviously the price would be, maybe you could spend, I've seen cases where restaurants charge up to like a $35 Belize, which is what, half of 35 is, that's the amount that you would pay in US, like 17 to 20 US for the meal. So it all depends on where you are and where you go to buy food.
Okay. Best options for traveling from the UK. So we currently don't have a direct flight from the UK. We're working on it. So currently the best option is to go via the US. It's about 3 hours from Miami. You can also go via Atlanta, Houston. It does mean, with the timings at the moment, a stopover on the way out, but you can fly direct on the way back. You can also twin it with, which is quite popular, with Guatemala, or also with Mexico.
Yeah.
So those are a few options. Is it good for solo travelers?
It's perfectly safe and easy, and you know, I think Belize is one of those destinations that's it's appealing to the solo traveler for many reasons. You know, among safety is one of those among it. Yeah.
What hotels do you recommend for honeymooners? Which is your favorite?
There's a lot. That's a lot, but let me see. If I'm in Hamburger's Key, for example, I know, like, I feel like every time I go to Victoria House, somebody's getting proposed or somebody's getting married. I feel like there's always somebody getting married when I go there. That place is like, you know, well known for weddings and, you know, people getting proposed to. They have a lot of repeat guests, so obviously they've been doing a fantastic job. Other new properties that have come, you know, come on they like come into the limelight would be like, we have the Alaya Resort. They're pretty new, or relatively new. There's also Las Terrazas, again in Hamburger's Key. There's the Mahogany Bay, which is a curio collection by Hilton. There's Cocoa Beach. A lot of the resorts you find on the island of Hamburger's Key, weddings is something that they offer. Ramon's Village. So it all depends on different what you call it, different price range that you want. The options are there. And we haven't even spoken about Placencia. I mean, there's Naya Resort, you know, and Naya is even great for the spa experiences. So the Elysian, Chabil Mar, oh my God, Chabil Mar, how can I forget? So there's a lot of options, and we can share those. And all of these places I've called out, those are personal favorites also. I look forward to going to these properties every single time I go. So, but we have a long list we can share with you, and Freddie and I can always share that with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She says, Nina says she'll be researching all evening.
Yes.
Okay, so the last one is from Daryl Glean. When is the best time to visit?
I like to say Belize is an all year round destination, right? There's never a bad time to go. But for some people, they like to go when it's not too warm. So then for them, I would say between maybe November, like mid-November, right up to like maybe March, because and that I will tell you, that's our high season. And that's when we have a lot of North Americans. They just flock the destination, running away from all that snow. Then if you want to come in the summer, it's warm. For some people, they love that. They would just want to be in the tropics. So they come to Belize in the summer. When it comes to, the summer for us is also part of our rainy season, which our rainy season starts from June and it ends November 31st. And that's typically how it is for the entire Caribbean. And of course, when we talk about rainy season, I actually don't like to say that word. I prefer to just say the cooler green season, because we're talking about scattered showers. It rains for a bit, and then the sun comes right out back, and we continue on. It's not like where it's constantly bleaky, that sort of thing. So that's under normal circumstances, scattered showers.
Okay, fab. So I think that's it from the questions, unless anybody else had one. Just monitoring the chat, but if you do have any other questions or need any other information, then please contact us at belize@finpartners.com. And Debbie mentioned the website travelbelize.org, which has lots of information. It has a list of properties and hotels, resorts. It also has itinerary recommendations, so everything that you should need, but please don't hesitate to get in contact. And now the moment that you've all been waiting for. We've been running an incentive throughout February and March for those who have completed the Belize online training program, and also sent in their reasons for why they want to visit Belize. So the prize that we have to offer is 3 nights in the jungle at Sweet Songs Jungle Lodge, and then finishing off your adventure in Belize at Turtle Island Resort, which is a trademark collection by Wyndham on a private island located about 2.8 miles west of Ambergris Caye. So a fantastic way to end the trip. We'll also be throwing in international flights. So we've pulled together the winners and added them to this fancy wheel that we're going to use to draw the prize. So Taylor, if you could help us with that.
Of course, Debbie, if you could just let me share my screen and I'll go ahead.
Yes, sure thing, go ahead.
So if we could spin the wheel. So the lucky winner is Ilona Job. I don't know if she's on this training presentation, but congratulations, Iona. You're going to Belize, so please, we'll follow up presentation and get all of your details and start planning your trip. But thank you very much, everyone, for joining. That's the end of our webinar. We hope that we've transported you to Belize for the afternoon. Please do let us know if you have any questions or need anything else, and don't forget to take the online training program.